Hi, everyone, and welcome to your Dragon Energy reading for this month. We have 3 piles for you. We have pile 1 with this card, pile 2 with this card, or pile 3 with this card. You can also choose by the crystal heart. So this is Red Jasper, this is Carnelian, and this is Mahogany Obsidian. So whatever pile number, card, or crystal calls to you will be the pile that you should listen to first. If you feel drawn to more than one, you can listen to all of them by no means. The other thing that we are going to be talking about today is tough choices ahead. That is what I asked for when pulling the cards, or that's what I gave as the topic. So let's see how the dragon energy, how God, source, universe, your other spirit guides, they all work together, how they're going to come through for you with messages about tough choices ahead. Okay, I will see you in your pile. Hi to those of you who chose pile 1, this card, or this Red Jasper crystal heart. This is going to be your reading for the month of September, or if you're getting this video after September, that's totally okay. It is timeless. We're talking about tough choices ahead, or they could just be choices ahead, however it's going to resonate for you in your situation. We have different cards, tarot and oracle. I'm going to pull live oracle and tarot at the end. And let's see what messages, what advice, what guidance, what energy the dragon guides are going to be bringing in for you. First out, we have the wasp. Anger, retaliation, jealousy. The wasp is the animal guide in Avalon. This is the Avalon deck, which I love. And with that, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so I can see the choice right here. Very, very clear, very simple. You may be dealing with, or you may have a situation come up this month where your first instinct is going to be to pull out the stinger, okay? Where you're going to want to retaliate with anger, or you may feel jealous, whatever it is. What they're asking you to do is take on the energy of the Queen of Cups in that situation. And it's going to be tough because, so this is a tough choice, because if you're that triggered, right? If it's whatever the situation may be. Oh, they're also saying, maybe take a moment first because it may not be as serious as it seems, but it is still going to provoke you, okay? And you're going to want to pull your stinger out. And they're saying, no, this, whatever this situation is going to be, or if you're in it right now, you need to take care of it with love, with kindness and compassion and nurturing, okay? You need to let those emotions flow, not to be stuck here in the anger and that retaliation energy and jealousy. So there's that. They're also saying that what if in this situation it's someone else and you're the one who gets stung, someone else attacks you. Again, take on that Queen of Cup energy. Queen of Cups energy in your response to it. Okay, next we have Omega Dragon. Harness the divine feminine power of creation, intention, hold your vision, birth the higher consciousness. Yeah, so they really want you to dig deep into attune and to your divine feminine power, but of creation. So that's really like birthing. It reminds me of the Queen of Empress, or the Queen of Empress, the Empress card maybe, where, you know, you are able to create whatever it is that you want to create. You are smart, you are loving, you embody all the queens, right? So you have passion and determination and practicality and nurturing and caring and intellect. You have all of those things and they want you to put them into use. Let's see what tarot card is coming out here with it. The Ten of Spears. Okay. So the choice that you have to make here is putting down the spears, right? We can think of it as you're coming to the end. It's time to lay them down. The choice that you're going to be making, or the tough decision is, are you going to be able to put them down? Some people carry those spears around with them for weeks, for months, for years, for, well, pretty much their entire life. And if you're carrying all that burden and that hurt, that past hurt, or whatever it is, that burden that you're carrying, it's going to be almost impossible for you to reach your divine feminine power and energy and all that creativity, because it's going to be blocked by all of this anguish and bad memory and burden. Okay, so this is a tough choice in your life. Are you going to be able to forgive but not forget maybe the wrongs done to you, so that you can ascend? Also, with the creativity, and we have hold your vision, for another message for some of you could be, it's going to be very hard to hold your vision, to have that creative idea or know what it is that you want to do in your life, and to be able to hold that energy when you're dealing with this 10 of Spears. Okay, so something's got to give, and really it's the 10 of Spears here. So that's going to be a decision you have to make. But I'll tell you, it's hard for us as human beings at times to let go of those spears. It really is. And that's why it's a tough choice, because it requires work. And if there's one thing I know about us, is we don't necessarily like to always do the work. Okay? So there's your choice. You either carry the spears, okay, or you don't, and you allow this divine creative feminine energy to be all that it's meant to be in your life. We have choices here. They cannot force us to do anything, right? So these are your messages to say, hey, this might be a good idea. You'd feel so much better and get so much further in your life if you did this. Okay, pile one. Next, we have fear. Well, that one is just, when we live, again, in fear, it is an emotion, okay? And again, living in fear, well, it's hard to be positive when you're living in fear, when you're living in the what if, or, well, it basically is what if this happens? What if that happens? What if? When you live in what if, you never can allow yourself to imagine what could be. They've given you the 8 of Spears here, which is you need to make the decision to move past that. And these are situations that are going to come up for you, right? There's going to be something coming up, and I feel like it's going to be something that you're really going to want to, with both of these, you're going to want to grab a hold of it. You're going to want to go. But in this case, you've got the 10 Spears holding you back. And in this case, you've got the fear holding you back. So this is what I'm going to say. Lay down those 10, pick up the 8, take aim, and shoot for it, okay? So shoot for the stars, so to speak, or whatever you set your sights on with all this creative energy. You've got to set the 10 Spears and the fear aside, and you need to only pick up 8 of them and take aim and go after it. Destiny. I always read from the book for this particular card because, and sometimes this one, unless it's very clear, because each dragon has their own energy to it. And like I've said many times before, I just simply cannot memorize them all, so that I know when I see Destiny to go, oh yeah, right, Destiny's this, and then listen for the intuition to come in. But let's look at the card that goes with it, the Tower. I mean, the first thing I'm going to say before I get to the book is, with this, I feel, again, this is a choice that you will make. There's going to be a Tower moment that happens in your life. Something's going to happen. It's usually in a negative way or a shadow way, right? Where, things may crash to the ground. In this case, am I looking? Does it I don't even know what that seems like. Is it like a volcano or something? I'm not really sure. But anyway, I'm going to say, you know that it's about to, the issue's about to hit the fan, okay? So, basically, but the choice is something needs to come crumbling down, okay? So that it can be rebuilt from the ground up on a solid foundation. And I want to say it's so that you can follow your destiny, so that you can get on your path and follow your destiny, what it is that you're supposed to be doing. If that tower moment doesn't happen, and for some it will be a big tower moment, and for others it may just be something small, but whatever it is, it's going to trigger you into, you know what, I now have a chance at a new beginning or a new start. Am I going to go after what it is that I'm meant to go after? Now, I'm going to actually read what the book has because it's always so great, okay? Destiny. It is your life, your journey, your path, you work it your way. Destiny is a mighty dragon of great authority. She has no time for fluffiness, ego, or human dramas, as she puts it. She and her kind have been hidden in the depths of the earth for eons, waiting for us to be ready to take back our power and stand in our individual and collective might. How fitting for the times we're in. She wants to galvanize us into action so that we stand strong against adversity and, if necessary, fly in the face of authority to challenge systems that are no longer fit for purpose. She says, if you want change, you need to be that change, not wait for others to do it for you. You do not need their permission to live your life your way, nor can they absolve you from responsibility. It is your life, your journey, your path, your work, your path, you work it your way. Light and fluffy will not create lasting change on your planet. Have you ever tried moving a large, square, flat bottom stone uphill? It is impossible. As humans, you need to come together and work in union, not isolation. Take responsibility for who you are, hold the vision of what you wish to create, and work together with others. We are facing periods of change and at times adversity. We as people of Earth can only achieve a more secure future if we come together and work for the good of all. We can be the change. The time for division has passed. It is time for us to unite, collaborate, and work in unison. Wow, you guys, I usually never read the entire thing. There's usually just a part of it or a piece of it that stands out, and I go to that highlighted piece, what I see in my mind's eye. I just kept reading that because I didn't see one piece stand out. Unbelievable. So we can think of it as, yeah, there are going to be tower moments. Are we going to just lay down in the rubble and go, well, there's nothing I can do? Or will we stand up and fight for our destiny, literally, okay? Not fight, but our destiny, literally, right? How we're going to move forward. And I love that it was talking about going after the creative when we were talking about creative up here. But again, if you're carrying those 10 of spears on your back, you won't be able to go onto your path of destiny here. If you're fearful, not going to be able to go on the path of destiny. Ooh, I love that message. Final cards here. These ones are going to maybe be a little bit longer, but they're great messages. We have bliss, cherishing the day, and the chariot. Well, bliss, do you want to find your bliss? Do you want to come out of burden, fear, tower moments by finding your bliss, by going after what it is that you're destined to do, by being creative, connecting to your divine energy, not always reacting? I see how all of this is tying together with your stinger out. And if you are stung, to stand up for yourself. This is the chariot. It's time for you to get going. Be that ferocious beast. Although we know that the dragons really were only ferocious to those that I always call her Khaleesi, the people that she didn't like, right? But I mean, look here, they're cheering the dragon on, because I think in this card, if I'm correct, this is when she maybe freed some of the people on Game of Thrones. But yeah, are you going to cherish the day, be appreciative of what you have, the life you have, or will you lay with burden, fear, and the Tower moment? There's the tough choices. Ooh, I love that message. Let's get into some tarot. See if there's anything additional that they want to say. Oh, wow, you guys. I just feel pumped up after reading that Destiny. And just so, I'm telling you, just so fitting for the times that we're in, okay? Pile 1, here we go. 2 of Cups. Yeah, choices. And it's emotional choices, right? It's cups. And, you know, we're talking about your life here. That does bring up, or at least it should bring up, emotion for you. There's choices to make. There's balance to be had. This feels balanced, right? There's duality here. You can think of it that way. There's the light and the shadow in each set of these cards. Well, maybe except for this one. These are both very positive going. Okay. Queen of Wands. I said I felt, pardon me, pumped up. Yeah, Queen of Wands. She's very passionate about what it is that she's doing. She's courageous. She's determined. She's ambitious. She's confident in herself. They want you to take on that energy when it comes to standing up and going for the life that you want and what it is that you want. Okay? And then we have the 3 of Cups. I love that it's landing here. I said these are kind of the 2 positives. There isn't necessarily a light and shadow to these 2. Again, there'll be celebration. If you make the choices to move forward, there will be celebration. Okay. These cards that I'm going to use, which are the Enchanted Blossoms, there's a dragon, a butterfly, which, you know, is always interesting, but there's usually like a sentence or there's something maybe to just give you motivation to help keep you on path here in these moments. Or just motivation in general. So we have patience. White Monte Cassino is the butterfly, and the flower is the yellow pansy. Okay, so let's see what this dragon has to say. Patience. Question is that you need to ask yourself, where can I practice patience? Is it patience when you're dealing with people here? Is it patience to lay those swords down or spears down and then know which 8 to pick back up, right? Is it patience in figuring out what that fear is that's holding you back from your creativity and your destiny? In the moments where you're having a hard time, think of the patience card and where can you better use patience in your life. Let's get one last for you, pile 1. I want to thank you for being here with me. If you're returning, if you're someone who is new, please subscribe. If you like this, like the energy, like the card decks that I use, right, the dragon themed decks, then please give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. As light follows darkness, so day follows night. Be patient and wait for the right opportunity to create a new chapter in your life. I feel right there, like Spirit was saying, you didn't do a very good job with the patience. So let us give you one more patience card to drive that message home. You didn't hear us quite correctly the first time. Oh, I'm laughing. Okay, so thank you so much, pile 1. I hope that this resonates for you. It certainly is a powerful message, and I wish you all the best in some of these tough choices that you're going to have to make moving forward. I'll see you in your next reading. Hi to those of you who chose pile 2, this card, or this Carnelian Crystal Heart. This is going to be your reading, monthly reading for dragon energy coming in and around you. The dragon guides, they work just like your other spirit guides, or if God, Source, Universe, they all work together. So what messages? We have Tarot and Oracle here. We're going to do live Oracle at the end, as well as another couple tarot cards. But let's find out what tough choices or choices you may have to make ahead, okay? First card out is Wealth. And with Wealth, we have the Page of Cups. Oh, maybe for some of you, pile 2, this is really going to be about having to make a choice about your work, okay? Your work, your career. Because it could be an issue of, for you, are you making enough money? And I'm just going to say, in today's world, are you making enough money with the price of rent, really, or even to try to get a mortgage, okay, to survive? So you may really be considering, do you need to change jobs? Do you need to try to get more training, or try to find other opportunities for yourself to bring money into your household, whether you're single with a family or living, you know, with your parents? This is all about finding new creative opportunities to bring wealth in. So is it going to be, you know, what possibilities are out there for you? Do you have to change a job? Is there a new position that maybe you could train for within the job or company that you work for now? Okay, so that may be a really big decision, because that takes a lot, right? That takes a lot of time and energy, and it can be stressful at times for people. So definitely a tough choice that you're going to have to make there, where intuition is paramount. You're really going to have to be in tune with your intuition to really guide and lead you. Try to have a balanced ego, right? Heart and mind, where you're not doing it just for the money, money, money. You understand, yes, that's what you need. However, it needs to be balanced. It can't just be all about that, because you could end up taking a job or changing or doing something that, yeah, you may be making more money, which of course benefits you. That's the whole choice that you're making here. But will you be happy? So you've got to find the balance in there. That's their advice. Next, we have Archangel Gabriel's dragon. Oh, I don't know if I've ever had an Archangel's dragon come out before. I like this. Brings purification. So for me, that almost, I think of purification. I always think, I just said this the other day, I had purity, and it made me think of Ivory Snow was actually the name of the soap. I couldn't remember it in the other video, but it was like a baby laundry detergent, I think. So that purification makes me think of going back to the beginning, when you were pure, you weren't jaded, you weren't affected, right? And it's almost like you get to start over, or it's like a do-over. So that could even have to do, like I said here, with the job. But it says self-discipline and speed ascension. Or sorry, self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. So maybe imagine that. Maybe, you know, you can even get a little stone that looks like a diamond, and you put that, you invoke that energy into it and say, you know, I'm going to carry this with me, you little stone, you little diamond, fake or real, it doesn't matter, in my pocket to help me to stay disciplined and on my path. And when it says speed ascension, it means where you're able to let the old thoughts, the old ways of being go, and you see things, I'm going to say, on a higher level in a bigger picture, okay? So, sorry, I didn't even bring the tarot card that comes out. The world, yeah, it's an ending of a cycle. That's what the world is. It's the ending of a cycle. It's time for you to be born again, to be that little Ivory Snow baby, I'm going to have to look that up and see if there's a commercial, the whole commercial on YouTube here. I'm sure there must be. But anyway, and I don't know if it's just a Canadian thing or if it was also in the US. I'm not sure. But this is a do-over, right? And maybe it's a do-over when it comes here to the wealth or just your life in general. But self-discipline is what you need, because it's hard when you go on your path to being the better person, to living the best life that you can live, trying to live of love and just leaving all that negativity behind, especially in the world that we live in. It can be difficult to stay on path. And then I just am saying this and out comes Path the Dragon, okay? That's why they said it takes self-discipline to stay on the path. But out comes Path the Dragon, and I'm going to read. There's 2 dragon cards in here I love to read from because they're just so great. Page of Swords. So we can think of this as you going out on your new path. You've completed one. Here's a map, right? You're plotting your path, where it is you're going to go. So it can be as simple as that message right there for you, Pile 2, with the Page of Swords, which is thinking of new places to go, new ways to be, being curious about what's out there for you, right? Always wanting to learn more, getting out and being with the people. That's what the Page of Swords is. But let me just go to Path the Dragon because I want to read to you here. If you draw this card, it is time to consider the path your soul is following. We were talking about ascending, right? That's your soul. That's your spirit ascending, rising up. I am sure you have asked yourself the questions. Why am I here? What am I here for? What is my spiritual mission? Discovering the answers usually takes a long time, and only those who remain on the right path will discover this divine truth. We talked about self-discipline to stay on the path. I love how this is going. It is therefore very important that we monitor your progress, request to stay on the divine path, and keep your goal in sight. If you lose sight of it, you may lose your very self. The pink dragon bears the vibration of unconditional love. Yes, staying in that positive energy of love and, just positivity, right? The frequency of love also vibrates in our hearts, and it is here that you will find the golden path of your soul. However, you will need the power of the green emerald dragon in order to follow it. Its vibration is clarity and truth. Both dragons wish to guide you over the next few days. I'm going to say months to years, because we know we're in this for the long haul, to ensure that you follow the golden path of your soul securely and powerfully. So I love that, right? It's about getting out on this new adventure for yourself. This is a rebirth for you. But you need to make the choice to go, right? That's the whole thing. These are the tough choices. Do you stay in that negative energy, in that energy of shadow and negativity, or do you want to step out and try something new for yourself? Love that. Let's go to the next set of cards. We have, I don't know if it's Singold or Singold. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it, but either way, beautiful. I also read from this one too. And King of Coins. I want to say it's Singold with the coins, okay? Just because I'm thinking, again, this is a choice. How are you providing? What can you do to best provide for yourself, for your family, okay? How can you best go on? It said here self-discipline, but if you take on, I want to say the King of Coins energy, you're going to work hard and you're going to be disciplined. Yeah, that's the King of that's the King of Coins. But let's look here and see what Singold has to say. The last one I read, normally I just let kind of pop out whatever I see. In pile 1, I literally I didn't see anything pop out. I just kept reading and reading, and it was such a powerful message for that dragon. This one here says, do that which lifts your heart to bring forth your deep inner smile from within. Singold is the dragon of gratitude, and he arrives when we need to take notice of and acknowledge old negative patterns. He asks us to recognize old emotional blocks. For example, there can be self-doubt, fear, or jealousy. He has these words to say about gratitude. Review your life to date and find things to be grateful for so that you can rejoice in who you are. Acknowledge the fears, envy, guilt, or anger within. Accept the niggling doubts. Admit they are present, for they are part of you. But you have no need to dwell here, right? We can choose to stay in the negative, or we can choose to move on here with the white, pink, and green dragon, okay? Yes, so sorry, I get excited. But you have no need to dwell here, for they are part of your past and are no longer relevant to your life now. Instead, revel in the pure joy of being alive. Seek the positive in your existence here on earth. Do what lifts your heart and brings you joy and can bring that smile from within. And back here, when I was saying, you may just want to do it for the money, but you need to be happy doing whatever it is to help bring that wealth into your family. So this for you, pile 2, really is coming down till we'll get the last set of cards, then we'll get our tarot out. But it's about making the decision. Are you going to stay in the negative, or are you going to take that path and go on the positive? Next set of cards, we have protection, finding what's important, I love, and the 4 of Cups. Yeah. Are you going to find what's important for your life, for yourself? If someone offers you something that may assist you on your path, they're saying take it. Don't refuse it. Don't ignore the person or people that are trying to help you. If you feel it is a negative shadow energy, though, by all means, use your intuition, use your discernment here. But they want you to find what's important in your life. And that may be someone coming in and wanting to talk it over with you, or you may have someone coming in and offering you something, okay? Something's going to happen here this month that's going to trigger all of this. But I also feel here, you're going to start on the path. It may not finish in this month of September. It will continue forward of what's important in your life and who's trying to offer you help or advice or whatever to get started on your path. Don't ignore them. Okay, let's get some tarot here for confirmation, clarification. I love the dragon messages. To me, they're just always so powerful. But and then I get little shivers when I say that, because they're here as I read, right? Because they're a guide just like your angels or anyone else. And they have advice and want what's best, right? Page of Cups. We had the Page of Cups here. So again, it's finding creative ways to go on this path, because I feel like for you, pile 2, it has to mean something. And cups are emotional again. And I think I said that about the job, right? I feel like you are really out there looking for all the possibilities. What is it that I can do? What opportunities? And the Page of Cups also brings intuitive messages. So again, listen to your intuition. It will serve you right here, okay? Well, it will always serve you right, but I don't know. I just feel for you, pile 2, in whatever situation is going to come up that's going to trigger this for you. I feel like this is really this is really heavy in guidance and advice for you. 3 of Swords. Yeah, it's time to leave the negative, the pain, the worry, I think over here, the worry, the pain, those that have even hurt you. You leave that in the past. You need to heal it, of course. Everything needs to be healed, so you need to feel it, you need to acknowledge it, and then you need to let it go. Remember, I said this is like being born again, like a new baby, where you can leave that behind you. 2 of Pentacles. It's finding the balance. It's finding the balance. It also can be finding the balance in the duality of the light and the shadow, of the positivity and the negativity. Just because you choose to go on the path of positivity doesn't mean that the negativity just up and leaves your life. Absolutely not. It's going to be coming in at you from all directions. It's just going to be, how do you deal with it? right? What path will you then step, right? Do you step away from that person, that negativity, or that situation? You just choose to go on a different path. If you were heading this way and you're blocked with negativity and shadow and whatever craziness it may be, you just back up and you veer off onto another path, right? I love that message. Now, let's get one of these cards. This is the Enchanted Blossoms deck. There's always a flower. There is a butterfly on it, which could mean something to you. But there's also just a question or a sentence or something that will help you to stay on track with this, okay? That's what we're asking for. Maybe a little mantra for yourself. Each one's different. So for pile 2, we have beginnings. The daffodil is the flower, and the violet copper is the dragon. So you can look that up. This one comes out quite often. I love it. You know, God, Source, Universe, Spirit, the dragon energy, they all want us to, you know, it's time to make change, which means a new beginning, right? So, there are 2 questions here. What new path or trait can I work on today? What is beginning for me, and how can I help it grow? So ask yourself those questions when you're feeling stuck or feeling down. And let's get one last here from my little Avalon Magic deck, okay? Let's get one last card for you, pile 2. Beautiful messages. And I want to say, if you're returning to watch my videos, thank you. If you're new, please subscribe. If you enjoy these card decks, this reading, the energy of it all, please give me a thumbs up, a like. It helps with the channel. Make a comment, whatever it is, even if it's just an emoji. And if you need to pass this on to someone else, please do, okay? Because it may help them. I'm the conduit that brings it to you. You can be the conduit to give it to someone else. Okay, let's look at our last card here. Fill up from the healing waters of Mother Earth's sacred springs and connect to her heartbeat. Become as one energy. And for whatever reason, when I think of that, I think of Mother Earth. I saw a globe, which made me think of this map, right? This is your chance. Get out on your path, touch the earth, go. For some of you, it may really be travel. For some of you, it's just going to be going out and sitting out in nature and maybe putting your bare feet on the ground, or sitting on the ground with your hands and your feet, you know, just soaking up that energy, right? So there are your messages, pile 2. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope that they were helpful as for tough choices ahead, because you do have to make some tough choices here. Maybe even people will have to be left behind. It's going to be different for everyone, but I wish you all the best. Hi to those of you who chose pile 3, this card, or this Mahogany Obsidian Crystal Heart. This is going to be your monthly dragon guide energy reading, okay? So we have tarot and oracle cards here. Let's get started. I love these messages. They're always so wonderful coming in. First card out is from the Animals of Avalon, the dog, loyalty, sincerity, unconditional love. Along with the Wheel of Fortune. The first thing that's coming in with that is the Wheel of Fortune for me is always, you know, everything's always changing. You know, the wheel's always moving. I just always see a Ferris wheel, right? You have the choice to get on and take the ride for something better, or to stay put and do nothing. So there's your choice always with the Wheel of Fortune. But with this, I want to say that somewhere in this month, an energy that's coming in, it could be a new friend coming in for you, a new loyal partner. It could be a new relationship coming in for you. Whether it be, like I said, partnership, so it could be in work and love, it could be in any area of your life. The choice is, do you accept them? Okay? Do you accept them coming in, and are you willing to take the ride with them, right? Are you willing to engage? It almost may seem for some of you that it will be too good to be true, and it may kind of have you, kind of putting your hand up and wanting to, kind of, stand back, stay at a distance. But look, I don't know my dogs very well, but I want to say golden retriever possibly. Yeah, I think golden retriever here. Really? Does he look dangerous or she look dangerous? No. So I feel that the message is it's going to be okay to maybe take that journey. It could also be someone that's in your life already, pile 3, and maybe they have made a shift and a change in their life, and they want to be the old dog now, right? Like they want to be and show you unconditional love, and maybe they haven't in the past. So it could be a tough choice for you to make to allow that to happen. But I feel here that, again, it's the Wheel of Fortune. It's going in your favor. So it's forward movement. It's up to you, though. You have the choice. Let's look at the rest of the cards. We have the Emerald Dragon. Oh, mentioned in pile 2, I do believe. Working with the Pink Dragon of Unconditional Love. And anyway, here we have Emerald Dragon. Brings in healing and cosmic abundance. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your 5th dimensional blueprint. Okay, so it could be any one of those messages, but I almost feel here like maybe there is some heart healing that needs to happen before you allow the new dog or the old dog back in. Okay, so there's that. Let's look at the tarot that goes with this. The 3 of Cups, celebration. By healing yourself, so whatever's going to be coming up for you that may be causing a little bit of pain, it could be from the past and it's just being brought back up again, then you know what? You need to heal. For some of you, it literally is good fortune is coming, and look, we have the celebration here to show that. And it could be you allowing yourself to ascend and to align with your 5th dimensional blueprint. Okay, we live here in a 3D dimension, like 3rd dimension, right? As humans on Earth. So, well, not all of us. Some of us ascend up into the higher ones, but I mean, Earth is a 3D energy. So this could be you ascending and just getting in touch with God, Source, Universe, all of the spirit guides and including the dragons here, and, really being the best version of yourself that you can be, getting on your path and doing what it is that you set out to do here in this lifetime. We don't always know. It's like we have to find it when we come back. But yeah, water chalice with the High Priestess. I do not know what this card is. Usually it's a dragon, but it's in the dragon deck. So I am going to take a look here in the Dragon Wisdom deck. It says Elba, the queen of all dragons, is white as freshly fallen snow, and her scales are set with thousands of sparkling diamonds. She is the guardian of the 4 holy chalices, the protector of the 4 elements, and the warden of the holy hall of baptism in which these chalices stand. This very day, the great white queen has invited you to take part in a baptism in the element of water. The baptism is a rite, a rebirth, a ritual cleansing. Baptism is a threshold from which from the old to a new way of being. Prepare yourself for this ritual. And that's basically what it is. It's just you choosing, again, to rid yourself of your old 3D dimensional way of being, okay? And when you do that, when you cleanse, water's a great cleanser, right? Even to have a shower, bath, whatever it is, to rid yourself of negative energies and that around you. It's also great for manifesting as well. And it's creativity. That's why it's great for manifesting, the water element. But with this card, with the High Priestess, I want to say, maybe right now your intuition is blocked. Maybe right now you're not as in tune with your higher self, with God, Source, Universe, your many spirit guides here. And that's something that you need to really get aligned with, because I feel that maybe some of you in pile 3 have that great ability of being like the high priestess, right? Where you just know things. You have inner wisdom that is just there, right? Your intuition, and you can live your life by it. But I feel like there could be some blocks that you need to have this baptism in to rid yourself of that negative energy. Okay? So that's something for you to do and to think about. But a lot of people don't want to work with their intuition, or they're afraid of it, right? But you don't have to be afraid. You can set boundaries on how you want your spiritual gifts to work. Okay, so just know that you can do that. You can read up on it more, like how to set boundaries. But I feel like this is something important for you, for some of you in pile 3. Let's get to the next cards. We have Actramus. I never know how to pronounce these dragon names. With the 8 of Swords. Ooh. So what is it, pile 3, that is keeping you feeling like you're imprisoned when you're really not? It's like being in your own mental prison, right? It's being up in your head, playing the same thing over and over again and not allowing new clear thoughts to come in. It's like a record on skip, or, you know, like when a record, if you remember records, or a CD even, okay, if you remember CDs, and they skip and they just keep skipping and skipping and skipping, or you put it on replay where it just plays through, it comes back and it starts again. It's like a loop. Your brain, your mind, your thinking is on a loop. And I want to say with the 8 of Swords, it's not a positivity. So something could come up again this month. It's going to kind of have you in that kind of mindset. But let's look at what this dragon here has to say. Okay, I love reading from the books here for the dragons. So, integrate the higher vibrations within your work and life. Actramus connects with the Arcturian civilization, the peacekeepers of the galaxies. This beautiful dragon announced himself to me by stating, and this is the woman who wrote the book, of course, I am the dragon Actramus of the 7th golden ray dimension. I am kin to the Atlantean dragons, who were 7th dimensional but chose to work with the 5th dimensional beings of Atlantis and oversee the raising of their vibration to the 7th dimension. If he joined your reading today, heed his words. The time has come for you to begin integrating with 7th dimensional golden ray energy and initiate the process of anchoring its frequency into your being. This will enable you to shift the old layers of 3D energy and release it naturally. It heralds the next phase of your incredible journey. It helps to shift the old DNA coding within you. So what I love here is, what's this telling me? Here, pile 3, is that some of you are ready to work and going into the 5th dimension, okay, from 3D. Others, you may have already done that. You're vibrating in 5th dimensional energy, and it's time for you to move into the 7th, okay? You can read and watch all kinds of videos on that, all right? But that is the message for you. This is a choice that you need to make. You can stay, absolutely, in this 3D vibrational energy of Earth, or you can ascend. They're bringing this message to you because they want you to make the choice of ascension, of course. But again, you have free will. So that's why it's a tough choice. And the other thing that I want to say, and I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but somebody needs to hear this. While I love religion and was brought up in a religious environment, okay, going to Sunday school, going to church, going to different youth groups, summer camps, etc. What I find sometimes with religion, there are restrictions put on you. You can't do this. You can't do that. That's a sin. That is not good. Here's the great thing about this. There are no restrictions. Okay? I feel somebody needs to hear that. So when I say you need to ascend, ascend yourself up to the 5th and 7th dimensions, start working on yourself to be the best human being that you can possibly be while you're living this life here on earth, doesn't mean that you're giving up things, okay? There's no rule, I guess is what I want to say. There's no rules. You can't dance. You can't drink. You can't have a glass of wine. You can't do this. There's none of that. So I just feel somebody that's listening to this pile right now needs to hear that, because I think that holds a lot of people back, and it's why they don't go to religion. And then they also won't come to spirituality because they think it's one and the same, and it's really not. Okay? I think you just make better choices either way. But there's no restriction. Nobody's going to guilt you into feeling a particular way because you had a glass of wine, or because you said a curse word, or because you went out to dance. Okay? Let's face it. That's a little crazy. But let's move on here. Miracle, making a difference with the King of Swords. Yeah, I love this, because this message here for you is maybe a situation's going to come up, or you could be in one now where you have the choice of making a difference. And I want to say in your own life or in someone else's life. And again, it's a choice, because by doing that, what does it entail? What else may come along with that, right? And with the King of Swords here, this is what I want to say, because I feel it can go either way. You can either be very clear and just have a knowing, like real intellect and truthful clarity to help create a miracle in your own life or someone else's. Or you can take on that King of Swords energy. And with this guy, because he's that, on Game of Thrones, that bad guy, I can never think of his name, but he's like one of the White Walkers or whoever they are on the other side of the wall. Or you can be an authoritarian and a liar and calculating, and therefore make a difference in no one's life, or make a horrible difference in someone's life. I feel like a situation's going to be coming up for you where you're going to be faced with that choice, and you can either be on the right, you need to be on the right side of the wall, okay? You need to be on the right side of the wall. And it may be because this person maybe hasn't always been so nice to you, but whatever circumstance they're in right now is calling for you to make the right decision, that smart, intellectual, clear, truthful decision, not one of being an authoritarian and calculating and lying and deceitful. Ooh, I don't know what's going to happen there for you, but I feel like this is going to come up. Other than that, it's, are you going to take on someone new or old in a different way? Are you really going to start tuning into your intuition, because you're going to need that to be moving up here? Or in this particular situation with someone, and it is someone, what decision will you make? Okay, so let's look at the tarot for further guidance, clarification, confirmation, advice. You have a few different things here, pile 3. 4 of Swords. Maybe before you make any decisions, you may just need to take a time out for yourself, okay? Take a time out, figure out what it is, do research basically too. What is it that I need to do to start ascending? How can I, go take a shower, a bath, whatever it is, and just ask for all of that negative energy and old ways of being and thinking to be washed away, because you want a brand new start here, using and trusting your intuition. Getting yourself out of your own mental prison. And then here, making the right decision, these two really with people. You may need to take a little time out to figure out how you're going to do it, and that is okay, because this is not a rush. 6 of Swords. Yeah. Taking time out, figuring out how are you moving away from the old and into the new. That's what the 6 of Swords is. Leaving the old way, setting off, setting sail, and going to new, calmer, kinder waters, newer lands, whatever it is. Okay? And we have the 9 of Pentacles. That's hard work. This is never easy work when we're working on ourselves, but you will be successful. They're giving you this outcome because they want you to know there's going to be prosperity, abundance at the end of this for you. You will feel fulfilled, okay? You will feel good about yourself. You have accomplished this on your own and you're totally capable of doing it. Doesn't mean that you don't accept help or advice or guidance from other people, but you are capable of doing this. This is success. This is like personal success. You work hard with the 8. You achieve the personal success with the 9, and you receive everything you want with the 10, right? So I think that's interesting. Let's look. We have 2 oracles left here. This one here usually gives you a sentence or a question just to kind of help you as you're going through all of this, okay? There's a butterfly, which may be of interest to you, and a flower, which may be of interest to you as well. But let's see here. We have peace. It's the olive branch, right? So the olive tree. And the southern kuma is the butterfly. But let's see what the question is. I'm very curious to see. Or the sentence. It could be like a mantra that you'll use. Oh, there's actually 2 questions. In what ways can I seek peace? I love that I actually put this card unintentionally on top of this situation where you're going to really choose to be on the right side of the wall with peace and intellect here, right? And how can I bring peace to others? Okay, I feel this is just a confirmation for this last set that I was talking about. Okay, from the Avalon Magic Oracle deck, let's get one last card for your pile 3. Lots for you to think about. I want to thank you for being here. If you're a return watcher, thank you for coming back time after time. If you're new, please subscribe. If you have anyone that you know that may need to hear these messages, please be the conduit to pass it along to them. I'm the conduit that brought it here to you. And please, if you like the energy, like the card decks, like the message or individual messages, please show me some love for my channel. Interacting with it really helps. Give me an emoji, maybe write a sentence or 2. I would really appreciate that support. Now, let's look at your last card. It is in the silent pause. Oh, you guys. It is in the silent pause that we find the answers to our questions. It is in the breath that we anchor the soul. You need to take the time out, whether it's in meditation, just being quiet with yourself. That's where you will find the answers for some of these situations and questions you may have. So pile 3, thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and I will see you in the next reading.